Good evening to everyone present here. We are team 290654. We will be presenting our vision for Padarayanapura titled JJ Adda. The concept of placekeeping emphasizes the importance of authentic urban design by including local citizens, local government and non-government bodies while keeping in mind distinctiveness and character of a place. Padarayanapura boasts a variety of stakeholders and factors playing a vital role in forming the character of a place. The proposal is an intersection of community plus commerce, plaza plus play, and movement plus mobility. This slide showcases the existing site conditions and the analysis of the issues of the place. Three core issues have been identified, which are chaotic movement, urban residues, and blurred boundaries. These core issues raise several other symptoms, such as choking of pedestrian movement, wasted space, garbage accumulation, indecent public behavior, and so on. The proposed master plan incorporates the following urban level strategies in three ways: channelized movements, transit zones, plaza, and their defined paths. The first design strategy was to reorganize vehicular movement. The Padarayanapura bus stand plays a crucial part in connecting different wards and areas around the site. The proposal ensures the current connections to the city are maintained and a dedicated bus lane with an appropriate turning radius has been designed to accommodate 3 to 4 buses at a time. The bus lane has been optimized and pushed to the eastern edge of the site. By segregating the bus movement and the other modes of transportation, one ensures smooth traffic flow and improved accessibility to the neighborhood, which declutters the road network and allows for the formation of the plaza. The proposed bus movement, vehicular movement, and auto lanes are marked in different colors. The second strategy involves allocating different modes of transportation, such as a bus stand, auto stand, and a Yulu bike service at the edges of the plaza. It also includes designated parking spaces and pedestrian crossings to ensure smooth mobility and convenience. Strategy 3 defines sections of the plaza with optimized road network. The diagram shows activity zones assigned to different agencies. This slide shows the master plan and the various programs it holds. The site is an urban relief space, a large open space that the community has access to at all times of the day. The plaza is multifunctional and aims to act as the backdrop of everyday activities. The plaza is defined by its stakeholders and their involvement. The primary stakeholders consist of existing vendors using makeshift structures over the years. These vendors are now sheltered in an amenities block, which would provide for a long-term sustainable commerce. The amenities block would also have toilets and also houses the bus stand. The amenities block has a repetitive structural grid and has a minimal footprint. An amphitheater abuts it towards the plaza, offering resting space during occasions and everyday use. This defines the eastern edge of the plaza. Towards the north, the school and the police station can spill out to the plaza. On the western edge of it, parking and auto stand doubling as a west wall act as a buffer between the bar and the plaza, ensuring social security. Towards the south, the Indra canteen and the Nandini booth are retained, further activating the plaza. All the trees have been retained and a few more have been added for shade and comfort, while two high mast lights are also retained that illuminate the square and its surroundings. This slide shows the various sections of the plaza. Access road to the neighborhood is of 7 meters. The main road has been reconfigured to be 12 meters. The bus lane is wide enough to accommodate 2 buses side by side. The roof of the amenity block is partially accessible, which provides scope of expansion during events. The following slides will show existing and proposed views of the site. This is of the current bus roundabout. The same view shows variation of plinths in accordance to the natural gradation of land between the school on the left and the auto stand on the right. The material of the plaza is thought to be of concrete grass pavers. Existing view from the north, from the narrow street into the next to the Indra canteen. The view shows the reconfigured road and plaza on both sides, along with the folly acting as a visual anchor to the play to. Yeah, I'll just start over this. The view shows the reconfigured road and plaza on both sides, along with the folly acting as a visual anchor to the place next to the Indra canteen. A playful multifunctional folly acting as an auto stand, a relief for auto drivers, an elevated platform to hoist the flag. The folly is thought of to be made of exposed concrete. View of the site currently from the narrow road. View showing plinth in front of the shops and urban furniture of ferro cement along the auto stand. View from the alley in the south. View showing the seating integrated to the residential alleyway. This is another view of the site. The view emphasizes the amenities block as a marker for the neighborhood, contributing to the revitalization of dead spaces along the road edge. So the following slides show how the proposed plazas could be used under different circumstances. Retail and its spillout, Angadi Mattu Horangada. The shops and its frontages enable one to have a sense of ownership, thereby assisting its maintenance and also greater relief space for the customers. Hawker activities, Vyapara Chatuvatikegalu. The open area of the central plaza enables hawkers to informally occupy the space, thereby providing a dedicated zone to generate revenue. Canteen hours. The lower plaza adjoining the Nandini booth and the Indra canteen accommodates an outdoor dining space during the canteen hours. School and its foreground, Shale Mattu Adarangala. Upper plinth of the central plaza serves as an extended playground for the school during school hours and as a neighborhood play area afterwards. The folly on the west facilitates celebrations during events like Kannada Rajyotsava and Eid. The amphitheater adjoining the amenities block can help hosting cultural events, thereby transforming the plaza into a proscenium at different scales. This slide shows the typical scenario in the proposed intervention on a usual day. The aerial view provides a comprehensive comparison between the current state and the proposed design, showcasing the integration of efficient transport, space optimization, minimal footprint, and plinth sensitivity. At this, we would like to conclude the presentation by saying this project is an engagement between transit, commerce, community, and play. The plaza is ultimately and primarily a placekeeper. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Hema, maybe we can start with your questions.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. It's nice presentation what they have done. One thing is you have made one way of the vehicle of the bus route.
One way as in, ma'am?
Means you are taken in front, like the bus is coming, whatever the present it's coming, you're just blocked there and it's been turning by itself before the circle, so that you are making the space for the plaza.
Ma'am, sorry, your voice is breaking. Could you repeat the question?
The way the bus turn, what actually you have taken.
Yes.
Is it like whatever the present existing, you have just taken further of it, what actually it is?
Yes, so the intervention actually includes us kind of segregating the bus circulation from the plaza. So we are kind of getting a lot more plaza space that way. And this has been kind of worked out in a way that we also have two buses that can go side by side in case of a congestion. So which is shown in a dotted line in the master plan.
Okay. What is the space that is available for the plaza now?
The plaza near the bus or the pet?
No, the plaza, the center plaza.
Yeah, so in the middle, there's easily about say 35 meters. From east, from west to east, and from north to south, there is about 55 meters available.
How do you avoid any vendors to come inside this plaza and do their
So
we would like to have the hawkers come into the space. It's a democratic space. And also the existing vendors at site have the option of renting out smaller shops in the amenity block. So that way they get a roof over their head and they have a sense of permanency. Right now they're using makeshift structures.
So you're making the roof on the top.
Ma'am, can you come again?
You're proposing the roof on the top?
No, like the roof on the top will be accessible during events
Yes.
or occasions.
Okay, but this is like vendor space only. What actually you're
The plaza is, yes.
yeah, the
the
plaza
is.
yes, and also
Not just
going,
vendor.
going along with the natural contours, because it is also divided into two levels, plinth levels there. So a lot of vendor activity can also be controlled in different events. So it can either be in the lower plaza, while the upper plaza can be used for different activities, which we have tried to demonstrate using these visuals.
Satya, we can take your questions next.
Yeah, thanks. Again, another very interesting scheme with a lot of ideation, and it can be done just like earlier scheme. This also can be done. Needs certain vision, budgeting, people's cooperation. The idea of the plaza is definitely a fabulous idea. Only concern is, this overall area available to us at around 28,000 square feet or so. It's on the brief also says extended area is around 35,000 square feet or whatever square meters as well. So one was just wondering, what is that real area available for all these spaces? Because in a drawing, one cannot really get the scale and the size of the spaces. Maybe valid enough, I'm not sure. That's one has written about. Secondly, there is a kind of an aesthetics, a little European kind of aesthetics, which of course already coming into Indian streets. Even Delhi is now trying to create European kind of streets in Delhi, and Bangalore has already been doing it. So to some extent, well, sorry to say it again, personal opinions, one often feels that some of the urban interventions are letting us not realize the strengths of Indian urban design, whatever it may be. At the moment, we will not go into that. So there's an attempt, while there's a phenomenal amount of the activities are being fairly well organized, but there's also an overemphasis on aesthetic in this. To me, it appears like that. The other point I've written is the so-called plaza levels and the plinth levels and the building levels, because a couple of buildings, at least those two private buildings which are on northern part, they no more get the road access because we are cancelling the road. Oh, that's a very clever move, I should say. Very clever move to look at the overall as an integrated one and introduce the bus stand. And the turning radius issue, which Hemalata asked once earlier, once again, that was another issue with this bus thing around. But this actually increases the road crossing issues. With more people to be brought into the so-called semi-island. It's not a full island, but a semi-island. So there are a lot of people moving in and across the road. That was another issue which one wrote about in this. In the sense, even for the normal public facility, also including Nandini and all, there'll be much more of road crossing happening here. Well, there are a few more points, some minor, some major, but let me stop here. Well, there are a lot of interesting thoughts in the scheme. Implementability wise, well, there are certain issues, but I assume it can be relooked at. I stop here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no need to respond. It's just observations.
So there we can take your questions and comments next.
Sure. I think both the schemes, this and the previous one, have thought a bit differently about the circulation, and knowing the site, it's, I think, required because also we have a lot of public space here and public land. So we do have I think the flexibility to do a lot of this. I would like to just understand, looking at where you did the bus turning, and that's a bit crucial, we can come to the public space. Did you think about how it would work if it was a proper roundabout? Right now, if you go to the diagram that has your bus route, just the lines you've drawn, no, the red lines for the bus movement. Yeah. So here there will be point of conflict because you have the yellow line that is conflicting there. So looking at this as a roundabout versus in one corner, doing it almost as a part island would be, I think, or could help with resolving this, which I feel is something that I don't know if you did consider just making the whole thing a roundabout instead, right? A circle roundabout. So even the traffic that's going, which otherwise is cutting across the bus in two places, is actually going along with the bus. And please give me your thoughts if you all had thought of that as a circulation pattern. The other thing, which it will definitely be overcrowded by vendors. I think if you would have walked around the ward and seen how many vendors out there, there is definitely no limit to how many vendors can come. I can assure you that even with doing of the platforms, right? I want to understand if you looked at any other activity or any other need that came up from the citizens that could take place in a space like this. That's one. And the second is if it does have like uncontrolled vending does overtake this platform, any strategies to be able to manage, reduce, or demarcate it or contain it through design, of course.
Okay, ma'am. I'll answer the first part of the question. So initially we did think about a roundabout having coming in contact with the main road there, but some of the issues that we faced was actually then it kind of creates a bottleneck at that junction. So we felt that it would lead to a lot more traffic congestions than kind of negotiating with the bus turning radius there, which is why we kind of came to this scheme wherein it's kind of also keeping the road wide while still negotiating the bus, because one thing that we observed at site was the buses that are plying into the site is not on a very regular basis. As in during the day, the number of buses the frequency reduces. So which is why we took this call of having an intervention like this for the bus bay.
Okay.
Doing such a move, this design move helps us to have a larger plaza which integrates itself with the school and the police station. So that's an added advantage from a roundabout system like this.
No, I mean, it is going to create traffic conflict. That was the only reason. Even now, the way it does create traffic conflict, which is what I wanted to raise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And coming to the second part of the questions about the vendor movement. So one of the ideas of having a western edge kind of cordoning off was to kind of reduce that. But apart from this, there would definitely be the necessity of secondary measures like bollards and all of that to control the vendor movement into the plaza. Probably, I think we could have gone a step further and also defined from where the vendor movement is happening, probably through one entry or one exit point that way. So that is something we could have explored.
Okay.